So this is the KastKing Karryall backpack, and I've seen a number of videos on what people think is the best tackle box or setup in the world. Blah blah blah. Well, for the first thing I would say is there is no best tackle box. It's what works best for you. This backpack tackle box is set up for the western slash midwestern states. I'm originally from the left coast, which is predominantly a rainbow trout area. We The left coast did have bass and catfish and whatnot, bluegill, some crappie, but I was mostly a trout person. And the Sierra Nevadas are full of rainbow trouts, and unless you're in Northern California, way up north, your average trout's 8 to 12 inches, and that's what I grew up on. I became an adult. I decided I was tired of the fruits and nuts, and I escaped to the Pacific Northwest, or I should say Midwest. And up here, I'm just east of the Great Divide. That's right, I'm east of the Great Divide. Up north, Canada's, an hour away, if that. So it gives you an idea of where I'm at. I'm in walleye country. So walleye, northern pike, and there are rainbow trout, but the rainbow trout up here are typically double to triple the size of the left coast rainbow trouts. We also have brown trouts, lots of smallmouth bass, and then if you're in the Missouri River, you have all the critters up there. You have catfish and whatnot. So this backpack is set up for, it can do pike, but it's not really set up for pike. It can do walleye, though it's not truly set up for walleye. It can do smallmouth bass, which would probably be pretty good with smallmouth bass. It can do perch. It can do trout. It can do smallish catfish. By that I mean 1, 2, 3, probably up to 10 pounds. Same thing with the walleye and or pike. I wouldn't want to go with that. I have no idea what that rod has on it. I've never used it. It's just the backpack really needed a rod, so I picked, it's an Eagle Claw rod. I'm guessing it's probably 6 pounds. And for creeks or cricks, depending on where you're from, and mountain stuff, rainbow trout, sunfish, panfish, that rod is perfect. If not, I got an arsenal to choose from. So anyhow, this is something I would use for almost anything I'm fishing for. I got a knife attached to it. Who cares about the knife? Inside, these are my hard baits, and they're basically nondescript. So you got your lipless cranks, your little top waters, and your little spinner baits. That covers your bass. That will cover a lot of walleye, because I've caught walleye on most of those. That will cover your pike. If you're a musky person, that would probably be okay, small musky. That might even get some catfish. Worms would get you trout. So blah, blah, blah. And then you got your other bait holders for multiple species. There's your sunfish, your bob holders, cranks for walleyes, bass, spinners, and I think those are actually swimming jig heads with weed, and then some more whatever they're called, rippers. Then you get your softies. Actually, I have a bunch of Leland lures. So I got trout magnets, because trout magnets catch everything. I didn't think it was possible. I thought there'd be a size limit to trout magnets, and the only size limit is that what you can bring in with the line that you're using. The last fish I caught on a trout magnet was a 20-inch pike. A 24-inch pike. So 2 feet. Yeah, that was fun on 6-pound line. But I've got trout magnet in there. I've got the crappie magnets in there. I've got the ruse in here. So these are jig heads and some smaller ones. We've got some swimming baits, lots of jig heads. Free weights. So you both have your split shot, your bullet shot, your casting, some worms, some larger ones. So there's your pike, there's your bass. I should say, for me, it would be pike and walleye. I think these are 3.5 inch or 4 inch. I prefer the 2.5 to 3 inch, and those be those guys. We've got some beetle spins, a good old rooster tail, more beetle spins, some minnows, power bait swim tails, so paddle tails, and I think those are about 2 inches. Hooks, swivels, little jig, again some more rooster tails. So again, that covers a lot of species, and that's actually what's in the box. There we go. We got some MEPs in there. You got more of your Leland floats. So we got both the small ones and the big ones. And these appear mostly to be the trout magnets. You got your jig heads there. Leland bugs there. MEPs. Hair jigs basically. Those are the trout slayers. Those actually work for a lot of fish. I've caught walleyes on those and pikes on those. Trout worms. So, yeah. And the last box is going to be the ruse and the trout magnets. So here, got random jig heads of different sizes. Mostly 16th and 32, I think. And those are your top ones. Those are your ruse, more jig heads, and then your crappie magnets. Well, your crappie magnets. And that gives us more colors. And these, again, I've caught, or pike on crappie magnets. And no, it was a curly tail grub that caught the last crappie I had, but it was 17 inches. So, yeah, these catch everything too, just like their little friends. So these will catch bigger fish. And then inside here, I also have power bait. I've got gulp minnows. I've got a jar in there with both the tadpoles, as well as the night crawlers, as well as the red worms. And I've caught stuff on the tadpoles. And the tadpoles work well with the jigs. So, this is the most versatile box that will cover the widest variety of fish that I would come across. And these little teeny guys will work great. And I also have more swim baits on the way. I got some banjo minnows, which I will incorporate into here. Then you got some awesome. So this is the power bait. So, and I've got treble hooks in there. You got something like that, which again, these are a lot like the crappie magnet, same size. More options. Pike love this stuff. More trout bait, and you can turn this into lures. This stuff great to work with the magnets of any kind. Basically the same thing as crappie bites. And I do have the open eye jig heads, so you put that inside, put it inside the reel, same thing. I think the pike bit a trout magnet with one of these. Jarred goat fishes. Notice how little liquid I keep in there. And I do that on purpose. So I don't have this open up inside my bag. I take about 90% of that liquid out, just enough to kind of cover the top and keep them wet. That's it. And then you got the micro Euro taco. I'm not catching anything too. These guys are tiny though. 1 inch. But that's the entire length, so you only got a half inch really for your hook. But anyhow, I think this is the most versatile tackle bag you can really have. I have space I could add more stuff. I don't typically use a net. I would probably, I don't see myself really using that at all either. Unless I had to. But yeah, I do walk a lot. I don't sit down. I don't really drink. I don't get stoned when I fish. I just fish. So this is the most versatile tackle boxes and baits that I have proven work for me, and it'll give me the widest options to catch fish wherever I'm at. So if there are fish in my area, I am confident I can catch